Well, let's jump to the story. We got this from CBS News. House Ethics Committee to investigate Rep. Tony Gonzalez over allegations of affair with aide who died by suicide. For those who are not familiar, this is the guy that Brandon Herrera is running against. He cheated on his wife with a woman who then killed herself. And, I'm going to say this. There are details about the story. Everybody in the Beltway knows. We're here in D.C. basically. And so we hear all these rumors, which I can address a little bit. And I'm careful because I don't know what exactly is true, but everybody's got a similar story. However, I will stress, there are some people who think it wasn't suicide. And I'm going to go ahead and say that at least the conversation in the Beltway and what we know from the press is that the staffer who died did die by suicide. That being said, I don't know exactly, and I want to stress this, there are some people that think it's more nefarious, as it were, in that Tony Gonzalez, the implication they're trying to make, we see some of these rumors running, is that he's going to lose his election if it comes out that he's having an affair. The woman he's having an affair with is then found immolated. She says her dying breath, "I don't want to die," and people immediately take that as somebody tried to silence her. Yeah. Now, I got this, Douglas Mackey tweeted this out. She committed suicide by lighting herself on fire. When she was found heavily burned and pleading for water, her last words were, "I don't want to die." 100% of those who attempt to commit suicide but somehow miraculously survived, usually they jumped off a bridge or tried to overdose, have reported regretting it. Life is precious. And it's true. He has this from the story. It says, Santos Avil was regional district director for Rep. Gonzalez, a Republican representing Texas 23rd District. She joined his staff in November of 2021. Her mother, Nora Ann Gonzalez, previously told the San Antonio Express News that her daughter was upset on the night of September 13th because her 8-year-old son was spending the weekend with his father. Santos Aviles, how you pronounce it, and her husband had separated and were sharing parental responsibilities, her mother said. Sensing her daughter's distress, Gonzalez said she went to the home that night to find Santos Aviles burned and pleading for water. The last thing she said is, "I don't want to die." So when this story came out, tons of people were saying, like, it kind of sounds like somebody was killed, that somebody was lit on fire. And what I will say is this. The story that's been circulating in the Beltway is that she calls him on the phone, threatening to kill herself unless he drops everything and comes to see her. And he's like, "Get out of here, crazy lady." So on the phone, she dumps fuel on herself and then screams like, "I'll do it. I'll do it." And again, I don't know that any of this is true. These are just rumors that are circulating. And then here's the thing people need to understand, okay? They think that in order to light fuel, you have to press flame to the fuel. That is not correct. The fuel itself is not flammable. It is the fumes that are flammable. And so again, I don't know if this is true, but the rumors that have been circulating is that she snapped a lighter or something. She like splashes herself while filming and then like snaps a lighter, like, "I'll do it," and whoosh, goes up. Because when you are splashed with fuel, the fumes are coming off you. A ignition source near the fumes will light you up. Now, again, I don't know that any of that is true. And I'm just saying this. You got all these members of Congress, and they're like, "Yeah, this is what everyone's saying happened," you know? Now, there's a couple things. Maybe the reason those rumors are circulating is because for an establishment Republican guy, it's, salacious. So there's no foul play. You know what I mean? Because right now, like, we don't really even know what happened in the official reporting. They've not released any evidence or details.
This guy sounds electable. That's all I know.
When did she?
People are voting for him.
She lit herself on fire last September
13th.
It was a long time ago. You'd think there'd be a criminal investigation if it was anything.
I covered it when it happened.
Yeah.
On my morning show.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember Tony Ortiz was covering it pretty heavily as well.
I literally had that. Not this literal situation, but I dated a girl for a long time, and she threatened to kill herself. I was like, it just got to the point where the threats, I stopped coming home to try and placate the woman because it was like, if you're going to do it, do it. I can't stop you, and I'm not going to shut down my life for you. And so I empathize if that's what this guy was going.
Ian just looks at her and is like, "Do it."
I didn't say do it, but I was just like,
that's kind of like,
like man, really?
That's kind of like a point to you because it's like she's like, "I can't live without you."
No. Ian, when she said it, he goes, "No, wait, don't."
Yeah, it wasn't about me. It never was. You know, she was had her.
It's all manipulation.
One of my boys, 3 of his exes became lesbians. And like the first one, you're like, "That's weird." The second time, it's like, okay. The third one, it's like, I think this guy's so good that she realizes I'm never getting a better man, so I might as well just switch to women.
Yeah, or the other way around.
Widows.
Like, if everywhere you go you smell, poop, you got to check your boot. So he must be doing something to these women where they're like, "Oh,
Oh yeah, maybe it's so bad they ruin men forever. And it's like
I've met multiple individuals throughout my life, especially when I used to travel for ministry and stuff. Individuals that literally tried to commit suicide, tried to take their own life away. And every single one of them had said the exact same thing, whether it was jumping a bridge, whether it was an individual that I knew that tried to light themselves on fire, and thankfully people got there in time. Those situations, nobody in the heat of the moment, when the act is actually coming about, nobody is thinking, yes, it's finally happening. Of course, anybody would think about saying, I don't want to die in the heat of the moment. But for people to not have any valid foundation to what these allegations are coming, as long as it's not being checked by reality, as long as these individuals aren't actually bringing factual evidence, I think it's just going to be almost a monopoly play for any Democrat.
I want to stress, too, because we just got a super chat from X-Iafa, I can't pronounce your name. The investigators are the Uvalde Police Department, the same ones that let all those kids die. So, part of me has to go like, sounds probably like foul play or something nefarious, Member of Congress's mistress goes up in flames. Nothing to see here, folks. No one has any idea what's really going on. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The House Ethics Committee is investigating, right? Sure. I think the public has a right to know everything about this story. Now, to be fair, I understand the family may say, look, it's a tragic incident. Considering this was the mistress of a member of Congress who died under suspicious circumstances, I'm sorry, I think the public has a right to know. Like, what are the details of this?
If you are going to be voting for someone, the moment that they decide to go public or to carry any type of office or seat, the public is required to know who they're voting for. Because if they don't, then anyone could just step up to those positions. If you don't want your life to be put on the spotlight, not only the good things, but even mistress type of things, then don't sign up for that type of job.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, if you have like some skeletons, like, I don't know, some people, it's like, okay, you had like this embezzlement issue, or like, hey, I got fired from a job, I was like high on the job. One guy, he cheated on his wife and then she burned herself alive. Like, some of these things, would make you a little bit like, maybe you should not run for office, maybe stick to like, I don't know, middle management.
Right. There's a difference between I stole a piece of gum and my ex burned herself alive.
Well, no one's perfect.
There's nothing approaching that in my history, and even I wouldn't run for office.
I have a few speeding tickets. Oh man, I missed a water bill from an old rental place, and they had to come find me.
I'm not.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like,
so no one's perfect.
MS Now is never going to run a story saying, Tate Brown forgot to pay water bill. They're going to run a story that says, like, derelict and vagrant.
Yeah.
How Tate Brown skipped town on his debts. Yeah. And, they're going to like crank it up to 11, and they're going to bring in like the landlord, and they're not going to say the number. There's going to be like, so when he stole that money from you, what did that do to your family? And the guy starts crying like, we lost everything because of Tate Brown.
Yeah, it's like an anti-Semitic move. Like the ADL comes after me. It's like, he's oppressing landlords. Get him.
Well, they're going to continue to use that bait because the bait keeps working. It's the exact same tactic for the past few years. This whole false narrative on every single story that they bring, they have to add salsa to it. They have to add an ingredient that fits whatever narrative to attack a certain people or a certain person. And if it's still working, why change the bait?
Yeah, I gotta just stress, I am deeply offended by the word salsa because it just means sauce.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to Hispanics, salsa isn't just sauce; it's salsa. It's
but like
a chile.
The direct translation is sauce.
That's the dances. You're dancing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about a dance? That's hot.
No, I mean, when we think of salsa, we're not just thinking sauce. We're thinking something that's going to bring this back to life.
That's sauce.
Yeah, well, not for Hispanics.
Like mayonnaise.
Not for the Mexican. No, you will not hear Mexican or Hispanic be like, "Tráeme la salsa." Go give me mayo. Like, no.
This reminds me of like when people from other countries are like, but in my country, like dinner is like a big deal. Like it's like, it's like a thing for us. It's like, well, I'm like, oh, well, it's just dinner. We gather together and we like pray and then we like talk. I'm like, that's just everybody.
No, but this is the annoying thing. It's just like a liberal thing. Like with the talk, they were like, these awfuls, affluent white female. I love how they added the U to it. Before it was just affluent white female liberal, but now it's affluent white female urban liberal. And I'm like, you've done it. You've completed the acronym.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't understand. Black people have to tell their kids not to fight with cops. Yeah, it's like what? Everybody in the city does that.
My kid's white as hell, and I already told him don't mess with the cops. Like the cops tell you to do something, you listen.
You're not going to win a fight with a cop. Like, even if the cop is dirty, he's corrupt and he's wrongfully arresting you, you're not going to win a fight with a cop. It's just not going to happen.
The whole state on his side.
Yeah.
And but not just that. Like, let's say a cop plants a drug on you or whatever. Fighting with him just is going to make it look like you are more guilty.
Yeah.
And it's going to help the corrupt cop.
Yeah.
Bro, there's some.
I think if you just don't instinctually know that, like, you probably shouldn't antagonize a guy that has a firearm, then it's like you're cooked. It's over.
I mean, I get into that kind of conversation regularly on the internet and stuff, like, because, you know, I'm a big 2A guy. So it's like, look, you're not going to win a fight with a guy with a gun. He has to win the fight, right? Because if you were to knock him out, he has to assume you're going to shoot him and you're going to run off with the gun. That means someone that just committed a murder is now on the loose in public with a firearm. He has to win the fight. And the cop is not going to let you win. He will shoot you first. And there are more cops coming all the time. So you just can't fight. You cannot fight the cops. You will not win.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.